So, when we last left off, everyone was keeping watch in the warehouse district, doing a stakeout, so to speak. Keeping watch on the various different warehouses for a possible break-in, with no other leads at the moment. As some of the members of the party decided to focus on other aspects and stumbled upon other figures, individuals, and creatures. We turn to Kaizo, who was the first to spot an unusual character snooping around. Amelia was looking for clues as usual, and you told her that it would be for the best that she not snooped around as obviously as she was. Otherwise, she might get into trouble, so to speak. She parted ways with you when you decide to go back to the car to meet up with Derek. However, upon your return, Derek is nowhere to be seen. The car is damaged, not completely smashed in, but you can see sizable dents and scratch marks and a trail of blood leading away from the car. You can see that the windows were not broken, but the car doors were left open. And you assume Derek managed to evacuate from the scene and run off in direction. Peeking in quickly, you can see that the radio is completely smashed for whatever reason. But everything else is relatively untouched, which leads you to believe that the main target of this attack was the person inside of the car. You quickly send a message to the rest of the party, telling them of what's happening and that we're not alone out here. And as you begin following this trail, you realize that everyone else is also struggling with their own issues as the sound of gunshots go off just as you come across the body of Derek's emaciated body. Laying on his back, face up, you can see that his orifices, his eyes, his mouth, and even his ears are slowly leaking fluid. But otherwise, his body shows no physical signs of damage or trauma. Someone did not chase him out here or drag him. Something captured him and took him down to the ground. What would you like to do?
Since they seem to be fighting and not answering my messages, Kaizo is going to. First, he's going to basically do a quick search to see if he can. He's going to basically type in bleeding from face. What are these symptoms of? He doesn't really know what to look for, but he's going to see if he could, with a quick search, have his.
Okay, do a library search.
Find something.
Yeah, you're just like looking up on the internet and being like, face bleed symptoms.
Got a 16.
I mean, there are some types of diseases, but there would be other signs too. One of the biggest things that you see is like poison, can cause, like venom specifically, can cause someone to, start bleeding from their orifices. But again, there would be other signs as well. His skin has not changed color. In fact, the rest of his form does not look like the blood has been, coagulated in his body. He's still very much alive, just completely incapacitated. He is passed out and completely unresponsive. He has slipped into a coma, for a lack of a better term.
The next thing that he would do then is, since the others seem to be fighting, since no one's responding, he doesn't have any idea of how long the fight might last, so he's gonna call the equivalent of an ambulance. I guess it's still 911, and then he's gonna pick up Derek's body and start moving away from the gunfire.
Okay. Yeah, you can take him over to the side and kind of position him behind another piece of machinery. I think it's like one of those big forklifts that would like lift stuff off of one of the ships coming in. That is like separated from like the cranes and whatnot and the smaller forklifts in the warehouses. But it's like a big tractor kind of thing.
He's also going to leave his drone in the spot that he found him.
Okay.
Because he assumes they'll also follow the trail if they eventually go to the car, so that he knows when they get back. Or when they're done fighting.
And if you want to take a quick look at the feed that was sort of looking over the warehouse district and whatnot, and actually probably while you stepped away from it, you had it looking at the car, and it glitched out and turned corrupted, and like a segment of time is missing from your recording. But your recording is smart enough to like start and stop to save, so the entire thing isn't corrupted. But you can tell that like a section of it is completely unusable.
Gotcha. At that point, he's just gonna basically be on guard over Derek until medical professionals arrive.
Okay. So you do call trauma team?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it would be around this point where the rest of the party is reconvening near the edge of the water that you all see an emergency vehicle fly overhead and move over towards across the warehouse. And you guys can like drive over to where Derek's car is and see the scene there. And Trauma Team has landed nearby and is quickly scooping up his body. You all can unmute now and speak freely.
Kaizo, are you one of the streamers in our group? I forgot.
Yeah, but he's only recording right now since they're supposed to be on a stakeout.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a secret.
That was my next question, was if you were streaming now or not.
But you do have video footage of Derek's body if you want to look at that and make a diagnosis. Yeah. But I think Trauma Team has scooped up his body when you guys get there and are about to take off. But if you want to like try and stop them real quick before they leave, you could probably do something.
Do I recognize any of these Trauma Team members?
How about you roll me a check?
Okay.
I think you have like a fixer roll ability, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, roll me society connections check or something. I know in Pathfinder there's a skill called society.
Society. We live in a society.
I would love to see an Australian Joker. You see, the problem here, Batman, is that we live here in a society. Sorry, go ahead.
There isn't a role for Fixer.
Oh, is there not?
Would it just be street? Why is...
For any character roll ability, like any of those, you just roll a d10 and add however many levels you have in it. I have the PDF for the whole thing up. I will quickly look.
Yeah, but there should be like a name for it, because on like using the operator, yeah, that's the name of it.
There's not a button to push on the app.
Oh, okay. Well, you can just do.
Find it, but yeah, it's just a D10
you can just roll
plus
a D10.
your level.
Okay. Well, a 4, I guess. If it would it.
Let's see.
So the level in operator.
Yeah,
is added
it's
to the...
1d10 plus the however many levels you have into Fixer.
Okay. Then, yeah, 4.
Okay. I'm just trying. I'm taking a quick look at it. I'm looking at the complete wrong thing. Anyways, I'm gonna say that with a 4, you probably don't know anybody personally.
Okay.
I mean, you've probably seen these faces in documentation before, but nobody that immediately stands out.
Okay. Can I present identification and, like, help?
They're loading him up, and they're going to take him off to emergency care. So, unless you think that you have important information that you want to give since you were on the scene, they're just going to take him back to the lab and, hook him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Kaiser telling this to you, Doc. I mean, I imagine that the company would pay to make sure that he's fixed, so trauma team will actually do their job this time.
Fair.
To be fair, he is a private investigator, so he is not currently employed. He doesn't work specifically for any business, so he pays for his own bills and is not covered by that and whatnot. But you would assume that he's got good coverage.
Oh,
I hope
also,
so.
my laptop was in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still functional?
What was the situation that it was in when you left it?
I had left it in my seat and told Derek that he could look at it if he wanted to.
So it's just playing footage from your thing?
Yeah, from my drone.
It's
that get
probably
smashed?
still the same way that you left it.
That's it.
No, the only thing that was smashed, other than the outside of the car that you assume was trying to get Derek, was the radio. The radio was smashed.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I just-
Would anyone like
real
to make a
quick-
deduction check? Oh, sorry, Candle, I talked over you.
Oh no, it's fine. You said the smash thing, and I just wanted to make it a mild joke. It's not important.
Becky,
Smash
let me
Bros?
smash.
Well, I was just gonna say, Doctor and Freddy both got smashed, so. Or was it Mayday? I don't remember.
We didn't... It was Mayday, and we didn't finish.
Well,
We got blue
Oh.
ball.
I grabbed my laptop and scrubbed back to where when I found Derek, so that because Kaiser's assuming that that's what he wants to see.
Okay.
It was very odd to look at.
Is anyone going to try and do anything before Trauma Team takes off?
Can I attempt a diagnosis?
Since you're gonna run up and
Or
be
is-
like, hey, I might, I'm a doctor, I was on the scene, I might be able to do something. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check or something. I mean, you can use whatever
Okay.
skill you want, but this is you trying to convince them hey, you might know something before you take off. Because, it is important to have information on what happened in order to treat it, basically. So this is a valid argument that you're going for, but I just want to see if they're going to
So,
actually respond.
since this is doctor to doctor, can I make the argument of paramedic?
I will
Rolling
allow
paramedic.
that because it is basically
Okay.
your status, I suppose.
I got a 19.
Okay. Yes, they have him in the back of this flying vehicle, and they're like hopping in and getting ready to take off, and one of the guys just kind of like steps outside the vehicle. He's got like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and he just sort of moves out of the way for you to like get in and get a look.
Are we still near the scene of like where this happened?
Yes, I would say that Derek managed to get about 30 feet away from his car.
All right. Can I make an awareness check to see if I can find like any? I want to see if there's any damage around the area that could point to what did this, rather than what's going on with him.
Yeah, you can use whatever skill you want to use. I would say that if you're just sort of getting a general look around, you can just roll straight awareness. If you want to look at something specifically, you can roll like a tech check or something else, depending upon what it is you're specifically looking at. If you're like looking at the car or looking at the ground,
All right.
But whatever skill is best for you. That's the interesting thing that I really like about this system is you tell me what skills you have and want to try and utilize.
All right. So I'm going to use perception.
Okay.
In this case. So just
What did Doctor get?
And I would be rolling deduction for diagnosing whatever's wrong with him.
I would not say deduction. Deduction would be coming to a conclusion after you have gained information. So you tell me what sort of, obviously they're not going to allow you to do surgery on him right here and now.
Right.
But if you want to make some other kind of either basic medicine.
First aid?
Yeah. If you want to, first aid would mostly be like the application, but I would technically allow it. I think paramedic would again be a better usage here.
Okay.
But I do know that as a medic, you do have specific skills that you have, put into as well, other than surgery.
Right.
What did you get, Candle?
I got a 19 on perception.
Okay.
To see if there's any like damage and whatnot around.
With a 19 perception, you can see that there is no other shrapnel. There are also no other like obvious footprints. This is gravel, so all of the vehicles that move through here do leave a fairly recognizable trail. So this leads you to believe that it was like a, individual basically. Also someone not heavily weighed down with a bunch of cyber armor or anything. Relatively light person. I mean, Candle, you would definitely leave footprints in this gravel that are, recognizable.
Yeah.
You don't see any like signs of weaponry or anything. Basically what you can see is the scratch marks and dents on the outside of Derek's car. You can see the sort of path that Derek took, where it looks like he stumbled and fell several times and then eventually just crawled and stopped.
Derek has ocular cybernetics, right?
Yes. Derek has several cybernetics that probably the full list you wouldn't be aware of. But what's your specific question you're trying to ask?
Like, does he have eye cybernetics? Does he have anything going on with the eyes?
Yes.
The reason that I'm asking is because if he does have eye cybernetics, then, well, I mean, we can't really pull anything off of that, but there's a high probability that we know exactly what got to him, especially with the scratch marks and the lightweight and everything being considered.
Oh, if you want to like try and get his view of like the attack or whatever.
I'm just wondering if he has cybernetic eyes, because the thing that Candle saw was like terrifying looking, sure, but from what I believe Candle has been told, it looks more terrifying when it's viewed through cybernetics.
Gotcha. And that would be information you just don't have at the moment, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Figured I'd ask.
Doc, what did you get?
16 for paramedic.
Okay. You can tell that he was grappled in the facial region. You can see that his head and face were strangulated, but the rest of his body was not damaged. It seemed like he was grappled to the ground, but basically just from the face. You also don't see any markings like in his hands where he attempted to fight back. You don't see any like blood or anything in his fingernails. So whoever attacked him, he was unable to fight back against, basically.
Can I examine his airway?
Yes, they're trying to like figure out what's going on, and they do have like it's not exactly an X-ray. They probably like stuck down like a little robot to try and like view his internals. There is no foreign contaminants in his body from the immediate readouts that they found, but instead it seems as though there was cranial damage.
Like external pressure?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, if you want to ask them what their professional opinion is, I can tell you.
I do. What is their professional opinion?
They think his head got crushed like a candy and its juices were sucked out. Like his gray matter is severely damaged, and if they don't, put his head into low gravity, he might die of brain hemorrhage. So they're like, unless you have any more information to give us, we need to get him going now.
I would. Can I attempt to stabilize him somewhat before they leave?
I mean, they're already doing that, but basically, they're like putting blood back into his system and whatnot. But
okay,
he literally has skull shrapnel that they need to, get out. So, and they don't take extra passengers, so you're gonna have to leave. And I think it's at this point that they're say, if you have information to give us, now's the time. Otherwise, we need to get going.
I basically just tell them that, to my knowledge, it was some sort of possibly experimented, some sort of science experiment gone wrong, to my knowledge. Some companies escaped animal, somewhat like an octopus that may have squeezed his head.
So you're literally describing the science fiction sort of horror story.
No, I used the exact words that I just used.
Okay.
I don't go into detail. I just give them a general of octopus escaped science creature.
They don't know what to make of that, and you sound crazy. So they're just gonna do their job and deliver him to the professionals and get going.
Okay, ow. I am also a professional, but I get what you're saying, but ow.
It isn't personal, they're just doing their job.
I know.
I thought
this is like this isn't a great analogy, but this is basically like talking to your guy that comes and picks up your recyclables and is like, I made sure that I sorted out all my cardboards for my glass, and they're like, we just don't care, we're just picking up the container and taking it to the location.
Hey, Sparrow.
Yes.
I'm gonna go eat. I'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Just message me.
Look, the last time I messaged you, you got confused where I went.
I'm just confused how long you were in the bathroom. You were like in the bathroom for half an hour anyways.
Fair. I'm sorry that I have irritable bowel syndrome.
No, that's fine.
Did Doc ever put
Sorry, just looked at chat.
Did I ever put my what back on?
your clothes?
Oh, yes.
No, that's a very good question.
I mean, it's definitely one of those things where my buttons don't line up, but they're on. Just not as, presentable as I could be. I suppose I do kind of look like a guy after a night out.
Well, you also did get attacked by a face hugger.
That is the other reason I asked if his airway was okay.
Trauma team escorts you off, closes up, and flies off.
Which is why I'm glad that his airway was okay. Because face huggers, they have a little thing that goes down your throat and then lays the egg. So I'm glad he doesn't have an egg in him.
Was that gunfire, y'all?
Doc just points to Tori.
Tori's gun is still smoking.
What the fuck?
Did y'all catch the thief?
Totally. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
Maybe let's just, get somewhere secure.
Is there anything else y'all would like to do to investigate the scene?
I mean, I'm not very good at it, but I guess Isaac will try to see if he can find, see if he can notice. He doesn't know that the things are, super light, I guess, but, he's going to see if he can find, footprints around where he found Derek to see if, there's anything leading away from it.
Okay. Also, you wanted to look at your footage, and I said let's resolve these things in order real quick. So if you wanted to do that now, you can as well.
That was mainly so Doc could see what Derek looked like, but he was able to get in to actually look at the actual thing.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, you could also watch the attack happen if you wanted to.
Watch the attack happen?
Yeah.
I thought you said that it glitched over.
Basically what happened is that the actual frames got damaged. Not the entire segment was completely destroyed. It with a very good roll, you can try and salvage some of it.
Oh.
Hey,
I'll be honest, Chief,
Freddy.
I'm not sure I want you to salvage that.
Freddy, Tori, can I ask a favor of y'all?
Favor.
Something
Sure.
happened with my footage. It was watching the car, and then I guess that's when it got attacked. And it something weird is going on with that. Can y'all take a look at it?
Just so you guys know, we have had Tori and I have talked a little bit, and her character is going to be a little bit more adjusted towards a gunsmith type character.
Gotcha.
So Freddy and I mean even you, Kaizo, would still be relatively good at messing with technology and whatnot. Not to saying that Tori can't do those things. I'm just saying that there are people that are specialists at certain things. So
I think Kaizo's thinking that this is on the level of wiping people's well, definitely not exactly on the level, but somewhat near it, on the level of wiping people's memory of Auden. So he's like not even sure if he'd be able to do anything about it.
I'll take a look at it.
And he'll end the recording and then take the parts that are corrupted and send that over.
Again, I'll look into it. Do I have to roll anything, Sparrow?
Yes. What are you rolling for? Or if you want to give Kaizo advantage with whatever he wants to roll.
Would it just be basic tech?
Yeah.
Question
I mean,
mark?
whatever skill that you have that you want to use.
I have only tech skill I have is photography and film. I guess maybe I could. I don't know. Or just that skill set.
Hmm.
Like,
Um,
yeah, just whatever skills that you guys want to try and use.
While they are like fiddling with the laptop, Doc's kind of just going to be surveying the area,
Okay.
making sure that we're not ambushed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use basic tech.
Alrighty, and you have advantage.
Oh, by how much?
Hmm?
Advantage means roll twice, take the highest.
All right.
Are you
So that'll be
okay,
a
Freddy?
22. I mean, Freddy's in a state of depression also.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that this was in character, not out of character, because you seem a little out of it. I'm
Yeah.
just checking on you, brother. Yes, with a 22, you are able to sort of clear out some of the static. You basically realize that what's happening is that your video feed is getting scrambled, basically. You're sort of able to not necessarily repair it, but sort of figure out what the sporadic pattern of it was and sort of heal in those spots. And so what you're able to tell is that there is this sort of like glitchy figure that just sort of shambles up to the car and starts whacking against it, just absolutely aggressively, just randomly.
So, is whacking against it what caused like the claw marks on the hood?
Yes. After several minutes of just like this figure climbing over and just slamming against the outside of the car, Derek actually just like kicks the door open and starts running away. At which point, it does get inside of the car, and it just starts smashing the radio. And Derek manages to scramble to his feet, just sort of looking at the car confused. And then the glitchy figure moves towards Derek, at which point it
'Cause he
does
can't
grab him
see
and
it.
take him to the ground.
I
Anyone
guess
who would
Freddy's-
like to can make a deduction check.
I guess Freddy's eyes slightly widen.
I can help anybody, cause
As for my deduction roll, I rolled a 17.
Okay.
if anybody wants help, I'll give a help.
I mean, you
But,
probably have a really good intelligence comparatively to some others.
Yeah,
if
I rolled a 1.
Nice.
if we want me to look, can somebody take over surveillance?
You don't have to worry about that. This is
I
just sort of
am
like, now
so
that you have the
paranoid right now.
information, a deduction check isn't
Um,
looking at the information, it's thinking about
Nothing
it.
Okay.
Nothing sneaks
Okay.
up on Candle anyway. He's technically here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's in sentry mode.
Activating Overwatch.
Deduction
Hmm.
is a 19.
Okay. I think it is very obvious to tell that what was the primary target for this creature was the radio.
Mhm.
And then it was at that point that it realized that its presence was known, and then it had to go after Derek. And that's something that resonated with you, Doctor.
Yep.
Also, comparing the stories to Bell and Candle's, these figures were climbing on top of the cargo container pyramids, and then it was only after being discovered that they turned hostile and tried to, you know, they attempted to incapacitate those that viewed their existence, and to those that they couldn't, they ran away from, because they could not leave any evidence that they were there.
So Doc turns to Kaizo and he's like, "So this is what we fought.
A walking
And
glitch.
basically, and
Odd.
to the group as a whole, for future reference, if we act like we don't see them, they probably won't attack us if we ever see them again. So that's good to know."
That thing was after the radio. I'm going to climb onto Derek's car and try to pick the radio, like disassemble whatever is left of it, so we can try to repair it later.
Okay. I mean, if you want to try and fix it right now, you can make a check.
Can I deduce if it was something specifically about the radio, or if it was just
I think that
the
with a
ability of
19, you can
communication in
definitely tell that this one that actively came and attacked a car with someone inside, this one was acting erratically. It was frantic. It was trying to get into Derek's car to smash the radio. And it wasn't just like a creepy creature, like a zombie slamming into the side. It was like frantic. It was climbing all over the hood and scratching into the cars.
Yeah,
It needed to destroy that radio.
but can I deduce if the need was because it didn't want the communication, or if it was like hardwired to destroy the radio specifically? Like, is it
I don't
I
think
need to
that's
destroy this
something that you can
tech?
figure out. No.
Yeah, we
Okay.
probably couldn't figure
I
out this.
didn't. I
how
figured
the-
I'd ask
Yeah.
because you
I'm
don't
assuming
understand
if-
it.
I'm assuming the frequency was just driving it crazy.
How did
See, that's
net
also
1
possible.
rules works? Because I roll a net 1 for deduction. Before.
So
Does it
you
affect my base tech roll now?
no, you just for your deduction you don't get anything. That's fine.
Okay, so that's 33.
Okay. Yeah,
Wow.
you fix up his radio. It's perfectly fine now. You find like a broken wire or gear, and you just pop it in your stomach and then pop it back out and 3D printed a new one.
So, is something different about this radio than, say, the radio inside Bell or the radio in my chair.
I have a bet. I wanna try to shift through the radio channels.
Okay.
Because maybe he was snooping something he shouldn't. And I'm going to be like running through them and see if I can get anything.
There's also the possibility that these creatures are controlled through radio signal. Kind of like a dog whistle.
Bell and Doctor, you would know. Actually, yes, exactly. Both of you would know that it was specifically when you used the radio frequency to communicate with each other that these things turned and looked at you with crazed looks and immediately turned to attack you.
Oh.
Yeah, because Doctor, you remember it like looked at you and then like looked away, and it wasn't until you used the radio that it wheeled back around on you and went crazy.
Yeah, when you said that you were seeing something through the radio.
Right. But the radio was like voices were coming out of the radio. So it must be like an outgoing signal that makes these things angry? Question mark?
Probably because we were like close enough so it could detect the source. Because otherwise,
Right.
just like.
But I
Maybe
mean,
like
it was
it's
like.
broadcasting to their head and
Yeah.
like basically like a headache.
But it was like standing right there when like the rest of you were speaking to me through the radio, and it
Yes.
wasn't until I replied that it got angry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
outgoing.
when you reply, he could pinpoint
Right.
where it was coming from.
Right,
Did
because the
any
way
of
that a
y'all ever
radio
hear
works
Derek-
is that it's not like an open active channel. It's not until you actually send something out that you're making radio waves.
Did any of y'all hear Derek say anything?
I did describe that when Doctor sent out the message that it said, "Hey, we're doing good," or like what message did you say after you got the vial of stuff, the sample? You said something, and then immediately after
yeah.
it, that's when the attack happened.
Well, what was that? It was like secondary mission completed or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. I think there was like a first thing that you were trying to say though, of like haven't seen any activity or whatnot. Oh, actually, you said that there was an invisible thing, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what the message was. And so
Yeah,
you
I will
thought that the
definitely
reason why
keep
it
an eye
attacked
out
you
for
was
that.
because
Doesn't
you said that you had spotted it, but it was actually because you used the radio.
Okay.
Because you don't even know if it can understand you.
Oh, whoa.
Nobody's had proper
Whoa.
communication with these things yet.
Hold on. I just realized something.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This. I'm having one of the it's epiphany.
An epitome.
Uh-huh. So this thing attacks when an outgoing signal is done. That means that the radio in his car was constantly broadcasting anything that was said in the car.
Or maybe he was
No,
just contacting other people.
He sent an affirmation to you when you said that you saw an invisible thing, or that there was an invisible thing.
Did he?
I will say, Kaizo, what you can tell from the footage is that when Doc sent that message, he like went to pick up the radio and respond to it, and you think that he left it on when he first got attacked, and so it was just constantly open
Okay.
during the attack. And so that's why you guys could hear sounds, but no actual, like, words.
So they never let go of the button, basically.
Yeah, it got, like, stuck or something.
Okay. So
Hey,
it's...
Doc,
Yes.
do you still have the sample that we got from the creature?
Yes, but it's... And he pulls it out and it's melty.
Yeah, it's basically just a vial of carbon now.
Yeah.
What the heck is
I
that?
was wondering if we could try to draw some material with some database and see if this was actually a person before or
I mean, that is the hope of keeping the sample, is to run genetic tests on it.
I just imagine you pull out the thing. Hi, I'm back, by the way. I imagine you pull out the thing and it's just Nickelodeon slime now.
Basically. I do have a theory.
Okay.
Quick test. Candle, before this happens,
Mm-hmm.
there's none of these things like lying in wait anywhere that you can perceive, right?
I don't know.
I mean, there is a very easy way to figure out, and I'm just like holding the piece of the radio, like the microphone, with my finger ready on
Right.
the button.
I don't want to hit the button until I know like we're clear to go. You know what I mean? Because like we hit the button to test it, and then 3 of them show up. We're kind of screwed. So should we maybe just leave? Have we done all that we can at this point? What time of day is it?
I think it's still night.
The sun is just starting to rise. You can see that there's, like, a little bit of,
Okay.
like, warm hue on the horizon.
And do you think whatever y'all fought were the thieves that we were supposed to be staking out?
Not really thieves.
Possibly. Although,
Is Freddy just humming to himself in the background?
Yeah.
I forgot I was unmuted. I'm leaving my house.
His hair is falling out and his skin is peeling, and he's just kind of like humming to himself in the back of the car.
Oh yeah, Kaizo, if you weren't
And he keeps
aware,
repeating society for some reason.
Society.
Kaizo, if you weren't aware, Freddy got a toxic bath last session.
Wait, are you saying that in character? Because I did watch the sessions, but you said Kaizo, so I didn't know if you were saying it in character or not.
Out of character.
Okay.
He did get a toxic bath.
The party
that was
members
funny to listen to
inform
as
each
well.
other of the situations that they had separately.
You know what? I would like to hold my head like I'm having a headache.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is relating to what me and you talked about, Sparrow, earlier today.
Okay.
What did the thing look like that y'all fought?
So Candle would like to go and Candle
the footage.
looks at them for a hot minute and just like actually goes into very distinct detail of what it looks like, considering, you know, can't really glitch normal fucking eyes.
Yeah. The plan was
Like,
perfect, but the one thing they didn't expect was Candle.
That being said, I would like to bring up some personal deductions that I've learned that I've figured out.
Well?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Based off of the information that we've been given and my own, I guess I could say, experiments. I have some idea about how these things act. despite strangely enough, they seem aggravated by technology. And access to technology brings them to more rage. But that being said, this creature ripped our friend here out of a car. Full on pulled him out of the car by the head, right?
No,
No.
No,
he kicked his way. He got out.
he ran away.
The thing went
Oh,
in and
okay.
destroyed the radio, and then went after Derek.
Okay, so it's very clearly mainly after electronics. But that being said, when I encountered one, it ran away from me.
Grandpa's thrown
everything?
his bias on things.
Now, we can take this two ways probably. There's either this thing is intelligent enough to feel fear, or it didn't know how to react to me not having any tech.
Maybe
Or
it
both.
uses the tech to suck people somehow.
Considering the fact of
Well,
Candle points out his helmet, like the one that he wears sometimes. He just says like, the video got corrupted when I put this on. So clearly it has some kind of doohickey that changes things. But since it's purely biomechanical,
I have a theory.
yeah.
Doc, did you get the makeup sample?
Yeah, have you looked at it?
that was my second theory. I also have a third now. So
My theory is that since this makeup had been stolen, there is a possibility that, like, those things are made of that, and those are like disposable agents
yes,
that use like
but
radio waves to control. And when we use radio waves, we
That's what I
confuse
was
them
gonna
and they
say.
destroy it.
that's what I was gonna say. Is it possible that this makeup emits the same radio waves that tick these things off?
I don't think they emit. I think they react to
Yeah,
the
something
signals.
is done to
like,
them to turn them
Yeah.
into the creature.
Like this makeup is made to be controlled through an app, right? So it probably uses like electromagnetics or electric pulses to shape itself. So my theory is that those things are made of this makeup and controlled via radio by someone.
Perhaps.
Since no one's used radio, they're only attacking us. And
It also
if they
explains
need
why
to,
we didn't see anything else.
yeah, and if the signal is cut, they just melt, right? So there is no like evidence, no culprit for it. The culprit
That
would
still
just melt.
doesn't. That still doesn't explain how it would form.
They are
Something to
formed in
do with
control. Imagine this: the radio signals give them instructions on how keep themselves working, how
Right.
keep themselves together, right? Those
So it
radio
is-
waves are really powerful, and that's what is messing with our cyber systems.
Yes.
Wasn't Candle's phone friend say something
But-
about look to see if something was put into the warehouse?
I
Yes,
think he was
but
just referring to use the
how
warehouse
if it is
thievery to hide
created-
something else.
If it is created and controlled by radio waves, how then would we have killed it? Because we did kill it, so it must be organic in some sense.
It's not. It didn't get killed. The signal just got cut, and this thing just melts.
But then how would we have cut the signal by attacking it?
We don't. The person controlling them just turn it off.
Maybe it's just that it still or that it has a limited amount of damage it can take even while being controlled.
I would like to say
Could be
something.
like pain response.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
First thing first, Bell, please take an egg point. Secondly, the voice on the phone said, don't just pay attention to the things that were stolen, but what was left behind. Those were the words. That's all.
But what
So
left
would maybe
behind? We checked everything, and Derek checked everything in the warehouse. There
Wait.
wasn't anything extra.
no, we didn't check everything. So hold on. If you're right that these things are the makeup, is it possible then that as the stuff that this is made of degenerates and perhaps loses power, is it possible then that, like, they break in and steal new goop to be taken over by the radio waves, and then the old bodies kind of just turn into the sludge we now have?
I
And
think
I'm
it's
wondering-
kinda like that.
and
I'm wondering if it
they
has something to
turn
do with.
Right, but if they turn into sludge, then the automated cleaners would just clean the floor.
Yes. I think the makeup
So
stealing
what
is
would-
just like to have the
what would-
perfect agents to do that.
Right, but what would be left behind would be in, like, the dust traps.
Now, I think that when he said that,
And nobody
might not
looked at
have
the
been
rubbish.
might not have been that, but the only thing that was left extra on that warehouse and that we found was, oh my god, what's her name? I forgot.
Are you talking about you?
Yeah, Yun. She was something that was left there, right? And if I
But
recall
wasn't that
correctly,
somebody going against the other person?
yes, someone left Yun there, right? And whoever calls it told us to take care of, to pay attention to what was left there. And Yun was the only thing that we found, and we take it off there. That's why Derek didn't find anything. And
Okay.
if I recall correctly, Yun had squeezed herself like in between the door and the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's a small girl.
She's a small
So
girl,
that's
but
not...
I'm pretty sure that thing is still tight.
No, what happens is that the door slid open, and then while it was open, Yoon managed to sneak out as the door was closing and give Candle the slip. She did not Terminator 2 through the door.
I didn't think like
Okay,
through the door, but just like squeeze in between the door and the door frame
cracks.
above, or just was like a melted puddle on top of the door since she was really thick, as you described.
Okay,
You
I
guys know
have-
like a traditional like garage door where it like sort of comes up and then
you
comes
hit the
back down.
button and then you jump over the sensor and that kind of thing.
Well, imagine the door comes up, it like goes up to a thing and then sort of like rolls up inside of that. She was on top of that, and then as the door was coming back down, she slid it down on it like a slide basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 4 things. So,
You only get one. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, you know what? One, I want to know how the goo that we have that came off of the creature, I want to know how that reacts with the makeup. I want to know what the makeup is in general. I want to know how it reacts with radio waves. And then the 2 other things.
And you're all still just discussing this in the middle of
Yeah.
the warehouse
You
district.
probably have to get out of here to actually delve into that stuff because you gotta.
Right. Those
I
two
mean,
are
I
experiments.
think
you could just turn on the radio.
Those two are experiments for later. I don't want to turn on
Yeah,
the
we're
radio
just like
now
putting
because
our
that
ideas
might.
in order.
Yeah, I don't want to turn on the radio now because that might attract undue
Summon Slenderman
attention.
again.
I mean,
Yeah,
you guys could retreat to a safe distance, and Candle could activate the radio.
No.
If the radio itself doesn't make that turn into one of those things, we also got to think about the fact that that one wasn't inside of a warehouse when the rest of them turned.
True. So the two other things that I have. One, it consumed portions of the detective. So it's consuming something from him.
No,
I think
Yeah.
that was just
maybe
its
he's
kill method.
suffocating and crushing his skull, which
It crushed
would
his
knock someone.
skull and sucked out the juices.
For all we know, that it could have been
Or the
eating it, or it could have just been that was its preferred kill method.
But then why would
Yeah.
it suck out the juices if that's the preferred kill method?
It eats things and sucks out the juices. Man,
I
Doc,
don't-
you're gonna have to watch out. Someone's coming for your job.
No,
Girl.
I don't think he was trying to suck up the juices. I think he was just like
Otherwise-
crushing his skull to incapacitate him. And
Wait, why
the
did
blood
it
starts spilling
stop?
out.
I feel like it ate its fill.
Yeah, but it wasn't that much. Like, it didn't.
Hey Doc, do you want to give me another deduction check? Since
Yep.
you were the one that looked at
Sparrow.
the stuff. Yes.
Could I have Freddy like rubbing his head?
No, that's not
that's-
possible. I don't think your character can do that.
I'm going to use my
Can't
perfect
reach.
10.
Oh, okay. Roll another 10. So you exploded. So you start with a 10, basically.
29.
What skill are you? Deduction? That's right.
Deduction.
29. Sorry, hold on, Freddy. Let's do these in order. With a 29, you do know that from the information that they gathered, his skull was crushed. And it wasn't just, sucking his blood or his snot or whatnot. It was specifically that his brain matter was
Brain matter,
reduced.
yes.
It seems as though whatever this attack wasn't just trying to choke him or crush his skull, but was
No, it
trying
was
to get
hungry.
entry to his brain and suck something out.
I have a question that I know that Doc would know, but I don't.
Then
Uh,
ask.
with cybernetics, there is like wires and whatnot that connect to the brain. Is there also like cybernetic fluids within the brain?
Yes.
Okay.
The way that your cybernetics have to work is that your brainstem has to connect to a motherboard that can then translate, information back and forth and whatnot to whether or not you have like a flashlight on your pinky to having like an
Right.
internal agent and, all this other stuff.
Do I know if it was going after like specifically his brain or specifically like the cybernetic fluids?
I think you would have to actually do some more research in order to get more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, we probably would
I
need
think-
an X-ray for that.
I'm unsure, but if we figure out what this makeup stuff is, that might help us know the answer to that. Because it is a
Okay.
little unsettlingly fleshy.
Okay.
It is pretty goopish, and I don't like that.
The sample for the stuff that you got, I would say is more like ferrofluid than an actual like. Actually, it's more like a paste.
Is it the same color as ferrofluid, or is it like brown?
It is black, but that's
Okay.
because it's off.
So it would match to the skin tone whenever it's active. Got it. Okay.
I mean, you don't know exactly how it works. There's no information on it at the moment.
Right. Theoretically, then.
But you would know that there are like some creams that are like adjust their color or whatever to match people
right.
or whatever.
So the last thing I have, Kaizo. Your girlfriend's freaking weird.
Girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend.
Amelia.
The reporter chick.
Oh, her. Did you find Candle?
Well,
What?
Candle found her, but
Don't worry, she's still alive.
But yeah,
She-
Candle's not a murderer.
She assumed I had attempted to kidnap her. To be very direct,
What?
I put one hand on her shoulder because I was trying to figure out who was out here in the middle of the night except for us, and she passed out immediately.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that she was on your way, but Eric's car was destroyed.
yeah.
It's that's an understandable reason.
Yeah.
You need to find a way to contact that phone that you got there.
Well,
What?
here, let me just he takes out his Nokia. Just give me your number. I'll program it in.
Are there
As
even
soon-
numbers?
I don't know if it works like that. I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
I think it has like this, but it doesn't have like speed dials.
I don't know.
It's a Nokia. It does
I don't
have
know if
speed dials, but that's only like 4 numbers.
No, I don't know if I have enough. If agents even use numbers.
I suppose that's fair.
Hold
There is
on,
a
let me
radio
just give
in
you
my
my
car.
facts.
Oh, yep, a fax number. I'd appreciate that. I got one in my car.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's like integrated into the engine. If you like open the hood and somebody sends you a fax, the fax just like it's in the engine.
Oh my god, that annoying fax noise too. Ugh.
So
Anyway.
speaking about her,
Yeah,
Mark, I think we should invite her
some-
to visit at the clinic.
She had a bit of a mental break, to put it lightly.
To say the least. Yeah. What
I don't think.
What do you mean?
She
Kaizo, what do you know about
started babbling, and while babbling, started to draw while speaking in what Bell described as, well, I don't know exactly what it was based on his description, but I'd like to call
Robot
it
language.
Technobabble.
Okay, that works too.
Odd.
What were you saying, Val?
Wait.
Yeah, I think we should, invite her.
Oh, most definitely.
Make a few exams. We can answer a few questions of her.
actually-
Make it a date.
I don't know if that has
Actually-
anything to do with it. But when I first talked to her when she was leaving, I saw like this kind of weird light behind, like inside and behind her eyes at the same time, sort of deal. I thought it was weird, but
Kaizo, she seems to really like you. Why don't you invite her to
he
the
likes
lab?
people.
I invited her to the
spoke
watering
I mean,
hole. We can talk to
I'm
her
gonna
there.
tell. I'm gonna have to tell her about Derek because she seemed to imply that they knew each other.
Let's just put it this way,
Um,
Kaizo. She's met you twice and walked away pretty mutual. When she's met the rest of the party, it did not end well.
I know.
So
I tried
the fact
I
that
was-
you are at a true neutral means that you have a net positive in reference
Uh-huh.
to everyone else.
I was at work listening to that, trying not to bust out laughing at Candle, trying not to strangle.
yeah.
We have
Yeah.
Who's getting
Kendall almost strangled Doc on discussion.
Joke's on him. I was into it.
All right. Anyway,
Either way,
Um,
while she was babbling, she was doing some really advanced engineering. That's
Yeah.
really curious.
Kaizo, would you mind changing your date to the lab? Cause
I don't have a date.
I just-
What are you talking about?
He's
I
asking
mean-
if you can bring the girl to you to the lab. That's
yeah.
literally it.
I mean, I guess it's
'Cause-
better to tell her in person about Derek.
She and I didn't really
also
get
wanna-
off on the.
I did
Best,
invite her over to the watering hole. We could talk to her there.
Oh, I wasn't going to
That's
talk
where I
to
talked. That's where I talked to her first time. And yeah, Doc. Most people that you talk to seem to not. It doesn't seem to go well.
Hey, tell that to Mayday.
What?
Anyway,
I'm just talking
No,
like
wait,
all
now,
of us
what
are
do you
very
mean by
interesting
that,
individuals.
Doc? What do you mean by that, Doc? Candle doesn't know about the sex in character. What do you mean by that? No. You're not gonna change the topic. Explain yourself.
so,
we got
You mean
bored.
because he's famous?
for the first time in like ever,
In
For the
forever.
first time in forever.
Literally everyone's brain went that way.
you see Doc
The
blush.
frozen brain rot.
You see Doc blush. And he kind of pulls at his collar, and as he does that, you notice like the buttons
Candle
aren't
like
put together
holds out
properly.
a hand the second he starts blushing. He's like, "Are you telling me that on a stakeout, in a situation where you could have been in danger at any given moment, you decided to fuck the other one?"
I guess they had their steak out.
Doc immediately points at Kaizo and he goes, "See? We couldn't resist! It was right there in the name!"
Candle goes
We
back
should-
to his car.
I'll be honest, we should have realized that would happen with those two being alone together.
Yeah, we should have.
We
Candle,
thought Tori and Freddy needed the chaperone, but it was them two.
Candle just walks back and goes to sit in his car behind the wheel and like puts his head down on the fucking dash. He puts his head down on the steering wheel because his head fucking hurts.
Are you like honking out all this time with your head on the steering wheel?
I'm not honking. I'm just like my head is on the steering wheel.
Also,
Motherfucker, these dumbasses.
back to what's her face?
Amelia.
I'd like you to invite her to the lab.
I mean, I think we can carry some equipment for exams to the watering hole.
Yeah. You know, it might be fun to just fill the room with chloroform.
Why?
Yeah, Candle
For
gets out of
fun.
his car. Candle gets out of his car, looks at Dog, just stares at him for a hot minute.
Look,
I've got
all
this
I'm
new
saying
aphrodisiac gas that I've been wanting to try.
no.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Look.
Swear
What did I
That
miss?
is not where I was going with that, Sparrow, at all.
Look, Doc, if the
All I'm
relationship
saying
between Amelia and Derek is what I think it is, she's probably gonna need a hard drink after we tell her that he might die.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, she is going to be at my bar.
Alright, Sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying
It's time.
Whose car were you sitting in, Freddy? Were you in
Explain.
Candle's
What's
car?
Tori's?
Or Tori's car, that's right.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying
what Tori and Freddy, what have you two been doing? Just sitting in the car together?
Who else is with
Windows
us,
are
honestly?
steamy.
Oh my god, can I get this out?
No.
All I'm saying is she has weird cybernetic enhancements and some crazy glitches, and I want to pick at her brain. Literally. I want to know what, if nefarious thing, may be going on.
Doc, I'm pretty sure the common practice on medicine is leave the more invasive procedures
Well, most
last.
definitely. I mean, we'll scan her first, but also, I mean, the main goal is to leave no trace.
You know,
Like
that
we
main
want
role
to-
of like first do no harm kind of goes out the window when you're just curious.
Do no harm. You know where
This
we
is
live.
the world of cyberpunk.
Exactly.
They rewrote those rules to do harm. They carry guns.
Be glad I'm saving your life and not scrapping you on the market.
Do
Speak
harm.
Anyway.
for yourself.
Anyway,
my
what's happening to
favorite part of
Freddy?
last session was Doctor says, "Can I use my tracker that I planted in Freddy?" And Freddy was like, "What?"
I beg your pardon.
It's like,
He
wait,
was
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? Actually, we still haven't talked with Freddy about that too. We need to have that conversation.
Yeah, what is happening? What
But
happens to Freddy?
unfortunately-
Freddy has been going full Blair Witch in the back of the car.
For those of us that don't know what that means,
He's being super creepy and staring off into space.
oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Y'all said it's time, so what's happening?
unfortunately, I'm not gonna be myself for a while. Pharaoh, would you like to explain why?
Well,
is it what you
I
live
think
in a
it's up to
society?
them to see if they see or understand. So how about you describe what happens?
Ruby?
Oh, let's just say that while I was staring off into space, let's just say that my cybernetic eyes started like sparking and glitching.
I mean, you're inside
Do
the
the-
car. We're outside. How
Do the-
obvious is it?
Yes.
Not
yeah.
very.
Do the,
You guys have been
would,
talking to each other.
Does it make noise that Tori could hear?
Yes, pretty much.
I don't know if eyeballs sparking makes noise. That's my.
I mean, they're cybernetic.
It goes zip zap zoobity bap beep boop rebooting.
Exactly. Like, I don't know what noise eyeballs make. So
His eyes just start violently-
Crazy
Yeah.
frog.
I'm a scat man.
So, just a quick question: who else is in Tori's car, or is it just me and her?
I think it's just you two right now. We
Yeah,
don't
I
have a
think-
clue where Mayday is.
I think I'm just like standing on her hood while talking with everyone, so I can
Is Tori
speak like
alive?
eye level.
Tori hasn't said a single word.
Tori, are you
said
Tori?
there?
All right. Okay, good. She's alive. Tori, I'm gonna need you for this part. So I turn over to Tori, and as I'm about as I'm about to speak, a female voice comes out of my mouth.
Okay.
It is not Ruby.
Oh?
It's Violet.
Tuesdays.
No, stay away.
Again, I just imagine Tori's like looking over the back seat and just like a barrel slowly slides up into view.
Daddy
like-
becomes mommy? Ayo?
Unfortunately, I cannot do a female voice, so I'm just gonna. Hi. Greetings, my name is
Freddy,
Faye.
I'm gonna give you a
Unfortunately-
quick tutorial on how to do a female voice. All you have to do is turn off your Adam's apple, and all you have to do is sort of talk in your head voice like this. It's really not that difficult.
Not that difficult, you said. All right.
You don't have to go all high pitched and squeaky.
Well,
You can just,
Here,
You just keep
me
it where you're at, but you
demonstrate,
just don't-
let me demonstrate
I'm
my
too
female
tired
voice.
you just
Hi
remove the
there,
bass.
how's it going, pals? It's me.
No.
All right, Mickey. No, shut up, Mickey.
Boy. Oh, boy.
no one called
What are
you.
you doing,
Go back
kids?
to your clubhouse. Shut the fuck.
It's time to go on down to the gas chamber.
Oh God.
I don't
Hey.
know why,
Gas
but
chamber.
The fuck?
I love the meme of innocent cartoon children's characters being horrifically dark. That's the only kind of dark humor I like.
Oh boy, looks like your village is burning.
So, do you like Five Nights at Freddy's?
They're not real children's cartoon characters, but yes, it is
Yo,
funny.
Charles Entertainment.
all over the place.
Anywho, what does Freddy say to Tori?
Well, like I said, I'm not technically Freddy at the moment.
Yeah, just say.
So
What
Tori.
did you say to Tori?
So I guess for it to make sense, it will have to introduce itself. And to the people who probably know, but most likely y'all do not. Greetings, my name is Faye.
I'm
Wait,
too
what?
tired for this. No.
Hey, more like gay.
No. I want to do this.
And I
I'm
am
tired.
Freddy's new
Oh.
internal agent.
Fuck off. Stop.
Just,
Hold on.
it's just very specifically the voice of please, insert cash or select payment type.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Insert cash or select payment type.
I don't know why, but I'm getting flashbacks to Gladys.
I don't know why. I just assumed you were
You-
saying
the,
like, I'm getting. I assumed you were gonna just say I don't know why, but I'm getting flashbacks to Vietnam.
That too. Does everybody remember Gladys though? Portals.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm looking up a good gift for it right
Robo
now.
mommy.
Yeah.
What the heck is this?
It's
What is
your
that? Oh.
Guys, does it look like Tori's panicking in the car?
Is she
What?
raising a gun towards Freddy?
Yeah, I mean, like,
She stops the car.
dude.
Hard brake.
No.
He wasn't driving.
It
slams
was...
on the brake anyhow.
No, man. What the fuck?
Not driving, slams on the brake.
You know, I'm a little lost because I'm over here getting pizza.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And knock on the window to the car. Everything alright in there?
Don't break the glass.
Not candle.
Everything is just fine.
Hey, yeah, he's not me. He's not knocking on it gently.
Oh, okay.
This is Candle talking to Doctor.
Not really best
Looking-
fit is talking.
Looking at Freddy talking like this, I just like approach like the window and say, Alexa, play Despacito.
There's
Freddy starts playing Despacito.
Freddy, why are you talking so weird?
Freddy is currently unavailable. Or
Can I
in
leave a
other
message at
words,
the beep?
Freddy's not home.
Doc just goes, run diagnostics. Ready?
Now that we are looking at Freddy, we can see
I think
his
I think the
cyber outreach log.
diagnostics are. I think he's running the diagnostics, and the diagnostics are a bit jammed because he has pizza.
Well,
What were you saying, Val?
We can see that Freddy's eyes are all glitchy now.
I think everything with Freddy's kind of glitchy at the moment.
What did you do to him when you changed his appearance, Doc?
Nothing. This was due to the dip in the toxic waste.
yeah.
Honestly, we probably just need to get back to the lab as quickly as possible at this point.
Yeah, I think you have too much cyberware for now. I think I will be turning it off.
Doc, if you want to run diagnostics, feel free to roll for it. Because I can't, in my current condition, I cannot do shit.
No. So they introduced themselves as an agent. So Doc tells the agent to run diagnostics.
Oh. The user known as Freddy is currently unable or mentally unstable.
I mean, wasn't he already?
Cash for collect payment type.
So a long rest is needed.
Okay.
Man, it's not like that's gonna magically heal all those wounds in 8 hours.
Sorry, you said long rest. I love the idea of Faye being like, Freddy is currently missing 32 hit points.
Yeah, no, that checks out.
We probably, I
Well,
guess,
if
get him back to your clinic, Doc, so you can check up on
Patch
him.
him up. A little bit of reprogramming. Yeah, I got it.
No, don't reprogram. Or well, can you reprogram
I'm
an
going
actual
to-
being?
to pick up my external agents,
Notice,
since
the user
Yes.
known as Doc, if you could kindly revert Freddy's look to his original.
Ooh.
Just
Okay.
like brush his hair once, and he's back to normal.
Well, actually, because some of Freddy's hair came out, he
Eddie?
looks like Spider-Gwen.
oh god, since like his mind needs some rest, I think I'll get some old Bob Ross videos of him doing paintings and upload for
Who?
his
Who's
Bob Ross?
Who's that?
What's a painter? Just kidding.
What's the painting?
But we still have paintings.
Do we?
Yeah, there's graffiti all over Night City.
Yeah, but that's not a painting. That's
Metropolis.
graffiti.
I know we're in Metropolis, but I was talking about in the game Cyberpunk 2077, there's graffiti.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that just a hallucination, though? No, I suppose there's
No,
like actual
there's
graffiti.
actual graffiti.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to upload for Freddy's agent Bob Ross videos so he can relax.
All right.
Are we
Back to
splitting
the
up,
lab?
or are we all going to the same place?
Well, I need to get him to the lab, and if you all want to come with, it's up to you. Candle, have you seen the lab yet?
I don't know, have I? Is it the place with that creepy old man that just kind of exists?
It is.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
it.
you
The first-
have been there.
Yeah, remember the first time he got there was after the session. He wasn't there. We had stole his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just shows up.
Car now give. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I personally remember
Totally
getting to
not
shake.
me.
I
Like
remember
scratching it.
explicitly shaking hands with the man, to the sound of all of the bones in his hand fucking shattering, and yet he was completely fine.
He's my
He-
lab rat.
Yeah, the way that guy exists reminds me of just like the Meet the Pyro thing. I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Did you
He's
say
an
pyro?
SCP.
You mean heavy?
No, it's
Yeah, it's heavy, that says
it's
the line.
Pyrostrator, but it's on Pyrostrator, yeah. I haven't said that, but
Oh.
it's Pyrostrator.
Yeah.
And Candle, where are you headed? Are you going to the one and all or to the clinic?
Well, I should probably head to the watering hole. I don't know.
Mind if I join you?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think I'll be much helping with Freddy.
Mm. Well, it's best nobody drives with Doc, considering he'll just end up fucking him. Just like genuinely, Candle is super salty at Doc.
Okay, so
So nothing's
you say
different.
that, and literally, Doc doesn't even move. He just holds up his middle finger.
Yeah. As
In your
Candle
general
gets in his
direction.
car. Yeah, as Candle gets in his car, he like opens up a window, puts his arm out, and then like does the turn signal thing with his hand. But just middle finger out in the general direction of Doc.
Wait, I just have one question. Is Kaizo inviting Amelia to talk right now or no?
I
Does he
mean,
want to talk about Derek
I'll s-
now, right?
I was gonna send her a message while on the way.
Yeah,
To the
but
watering hole
I'm asking if you're going to try to meet her there.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's probably better to tell her in person, seeing as I can
Yeah.
also show her the video.
That was my question, if you're going to invite her to go there like now or another day.
I mean, I can wait if y'all also want to talk to her.
My question is, do you think you need help with Freddy, or can I go there and start making the first exams, Doc?
You can go. I think I'll be fine with Freddy. Although, do me a favor and, if you can, get a couple samples from her.
That
Speaking
sounds
of
weird, Doc.
samples, do you wanna handle me the makeup sample? So I can work on that?
Oh, I was gonna run the tests in the lab.
No, it's just I can make copies of it.
Oh, alright. Well, do we want to make a copy of it if it is this creature? Would that just
I would
make
just
more
like
of the
learn how
creatures?
to. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to learn. I need to scan it for a while.
Alright.
I mean, something about y'all taking it made it where it wasn't activated.
Perhaps. We don't even know if it actually is a creature, though. That's just the going theory.
True.
Yeah. Here.
Okay, so Kendall, I guess I'll come in with you. Do you have like child-friendly booster seats?
You can sit in my lap.
Yeah, that'll probably work.
I kind of pictured Kendall having like the bench seat in the back.
No, it's an actual car. Yeah, he has real seats.
Right, but you know how like
What model is it?
a two-door car has like where you
I don't
lift it
remember
up.
I don't have like an exact model specifically, but it's it's like an 80s muscle car, I believe.
I kind of pictured like the Impala from Supernatural.
I can agree with that. It's funny.
Yeah.
Got it from my dad's old friends, Sam and Dean.
Yeah. Oh god. It's still got monster hunting crap in the trunk.
Yeah, no, in the barrel, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. Oh god. Okay. So,
It's like as we mentioned before, it's like one of 3 cars of this type that exist left in the world. So
yeah. So let's see. It would be Bell, Candle, and Kaizo to the bar. Me, Freddy,
Sorry.
Ori to the lab. Okay. All right.
Is that
What
Candle
is
making
that?
that sound?
It's the
I
monster.
don't know.
what sound?
I think your
There's a
microphone is like
crackling
buzzing or
sound.
something.
No, sorry, I don't know why that's. It happens sometimes.
Okay. So everyone's sort of going back to their separate locations. And I think with that, we're going to enter a downtime time. So everyone can refresh their hit points, their luck, and everything. And we'll say that everyone gets the amount of rest that they need. And I guess we can jump to immediately the next morning if we want to. And we'll say that you guys can get like 6 hours or whatnot, whatever you need. But what does everyone want to do exactly?
I had 2 experiments to run, and I wanted to work on Freddy.
Okay.
So,
Know my profile picture.
oh, female Freddy.
That's Faye.
Oh, okay. You want the full gender swap? I can warm up the scalpels real quick.
Notice, you'll get that.
What? You said what now?
Freddie, do you want to
Notice
get
the
breast
zigzag.
implants?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Like Freddy's actual voice fucking emerges and it's just no.
I mean, there are people in Cyberpunk that decide to change their gender on the fly, and so they have like little
It's up to you.
airbags, basically.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you can randomly be
pull
like, you know what?
string.
I feel like having tits.
They pull the string out from behind their back. Just-
And
And they're
actually,
legitimately safety features. They're deployable airbags.
It's literally you like pull a cord and it just.
I would
Might,
actually love that to be canon, that Freddy has like that kind of safety armor that helps protect him in case of serious injury, because he does like parkour and whatnot. But like during this like episode where his stuff glitched out, his airbags deployed, and so now it just looks like he has boobs.
Minor trauma activated.
Okay.
It's like he'll come out of it later and he'll be like, damn it, he's a bitch to replace.
Doc, how about you give me some sort of check for trying to work
okay.
on his systems and whatnot, and we can start with a surgery roll to get in there, and then
okay.
you can do like some other like tech check to look at his internals and whatnot.
Surgery roll. 21.
Okay, yeah, you're
Can I do
easily
it?
able to get in there and figure out what's wrong with his main physical issues, and you're able to sort of replace the missing hair and tissue and whatnot and repair all of that nonsense. But for the actual software damage, how about you give me some other check?
Cyber tech?
Yeah, cybertech, that's perfect.
Okay. Oh god, wait. Also 21.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell that because of the it's a combination of downloading the corrupted software that was like weirdly copied anyways, and then the battle that he had with the Panoptic agent where a bunch of his files got shifted around and whatnot, and then the just sort of nastiness that seeped into his system that sort of shocked his whatnot. A bunch of his software got like not necessarily corrupted, but sort of messed up and whatnot. So you can clean that up too if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easily to do.
I don't know if it would be possible, but could I like reverse engineer what happened to him and make it into like a quick hack for Freddy when he gets better? So that he could like use it as an attack against somebody to like basically toxic water dip kind of thing.
Yeah, if you were able to get some of that sewage and throw someone into it.
Oh.
This
So,
is not something that you can necessarily recreate the effects. This is like one of those comic book moments where something happens.
Okay.
A series of
Well,
unfortunate events, yes.
okay. Well, never mind then. Alright, so is Freddy repaired?
For the most part.
Okay.
He might never be the same again, but that's just how life is sometimes.
No, most definitely.
You've repaired all you can. Now it's just sort of up to the
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also reversed the appearance change that
Okay.
I did previously. I do still keep the tracker in though.
Okay.
I
Easy
want
enough.
to do something.
Then do it.
Oh,
It's tempting.
do what? I'm scared.
Okay, so do you? Okay. I what I wanted to do was have Freddy's body react to that, to knowing that there's still a tracker, and he just like his hand like moves and wraps his hand around Doc, choking. That was my original idea.
You still don't know the tracker's there though.
I mean,
So,
Yeah.
hey, how about you make a stealth check, Doc?
okay.
And Freddy, make a perception check. Or a conceal reveal.
Where's stealth? There's stealth. Okay.
Or I would accept
Uh,
conceal reveal for either of you.
Well, I rolled a 20, so
Freddy? Or excuse me, Faye.
wait, let's see.
22.
Oh! So you see Doc takes out the broken tracker and then like
The
sneakily
tracker, bro.
you're just making sure that it's still working, so you're swapping out with a new AirTag.
Oh, okay.
So as you're going to like refresh it, like Faye's eyes look over at you and notice the like slight movement of your hand.
I thought would be like when Doctor turns around to like place the old one and pick the new one. When he turns around, Freddy's gone.
Now, I'm sure this is like in the middle of the process of like fixing him up and everything. He's like doing this additionally.
Uh-huh.
But how does Faye react?
Notice, unwanted device. You shouldn't put things inside people without their consent.
Well,
That's what she said.
I mean, it is what she said.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Accurate, yeah.
to which the doctor responds, that's the first time he was protecting an investment, i.e. Ruby. And this time, it is because the tracker last time was one of the only reasons that we were actually able to recover your body at all.
Notice.
I'm gonna keep saying notice just before she speaks.
All right. I
Okay.
thought Doc was gonna say he allowed me to all procedures that I need to do in order to open. He let me open him up.
I mean, he did, but the tracker was an extra thing.
Mhm.
Specifically for Ruby's safety, though that has...
Excuse me. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this Band-Aid had an AirTag in it.
I gotta find the right word.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I knew.
It is very difficult to try and talk in like a robot voice.
Hmm.
I figured there'd be a little bit more personality, but no. I thought it would be very Tory based and just be like, "Shut up, bitch."
Oh no, hell no! I ain't gonna go with that. Ooh, you see?
Ooh.
Next.
Ooh.
I just always think of that dog in the water.
Oh my god, yes! I love that video. Hold on, I need to go find that video now.
Oh.
Wait, Doc. What do you call Freddy? Like, not merchandise.
Investment.
Asset.
Invest.
Oh, investment.
Notice, you see this individual is known as user Freddy as an investment. Explain why.
I wasn't referring to Freddy. I was referring to Ruby.
The
Damn.
file known as Ruby is unavailable.
Agreed. Through the protection of Ruby, who was inside Freddy, Freddy's life was saved. Considering that Freddy may get into, how to put this? Similar sticky situations in the future. I thought prudent to replace the tracker, should I have to fish him out of a toxic waste again.
Notice, in other words, you would like to keep tracks of him in case he gets into any other trouble.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
why
know
I'm using
but
the tracker.
I know that you said keep track of him, but I heard tax evasion for some reason.
Ah, yes, no, evasion.
Hey.
Wait,
Don't
you guys pay
talk about
taxes?
that.
Notice, looking to your criminal records, you have committed maximum tax evasion.
No, it's not the maximum amount. God.
The maximum amount increases with each year that you don't pay your taxes.
Exactly. I paid my taxes for quite a while. Basically, like the first 17 years of my life.
Notice, very well, proceed with the tracker.
I proceed with the tracker.
The tracker turns and looks up at you and says, I didn't ask for this. You need to ask for consent. And you're just like, shut up.
I
Stuff it in
I
there.
shove it in. Yeah.
Oh, no, Tori's gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
Night, Tori.
Like you bottom bitch.
No.
Goodness
Hey,
gracious.
Dog's fight.
Just because she is a bottom bitch doesn't mean you need to call her out.
Good
like
night. Thank you for being here. Sorry you didn't get to play
Okay.
much.
It's my way
Tori.
of saying good night.
Bye, bestie. Sleep well.
Okay, thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
that. Aww, I love you too.
Alright, is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Yes,
Yes.
I still have 2 experiments. So
Okay.
the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to take the goo, see if it reacts to any radio waves.
Okay. How are you doing
Specifically,
this?
the tentacle that has dissolved.
You mean the ash that you have in the vial?
Uh-huh.
No, no reaction.
Okay. I put the ash test tube next to the makeup test tube, and I see if there's any reaction.
You make them kiss.
I'm now kid.
Doc would totally do that in the lab, just like taking the 2 vials. Now kiss.
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
Okay. Can I examine the makeup closer?
Okay.
Like, zooming in on it 400 times, are they like nanobots?
How about you make a skill check? And if someone wants to assist you with this, you can have advantage.
I mean, to be fair, Freddy's probably like right there.
Well, I think like someone like Belle would probably be better.
Thought Belle was at the bar.
Notice, would you like some assistance?
We're just doing downtime right now so that you guys can basically do whatever you want at the moment, and then we'll like meet back up with like stuff. So
Okay.
whoever wants to help out with whatever.
Yeah, I'll have Faye help out. I'll a little bit. I'll be
Okay.
good.
You have advantage.
I'll have Faye help.
Freddy's
out of
giving
character-
advantage.
Out of character, would biology help with this?
Depending upon what skill you decide to use, you may learn different information.
Science. Biology.
Do you have a skill called biology?
I do.
Okay.
It is one of the sciences that I am invested in.
Okay.
I biologically investigate it, and I got a 12. Oh wait, Freddy help. I got a 15.
Let's see. With a 15, I think you can sort of tell the generic like parts that are like the composition of what this is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these pieces are synthetic in nature. Barely anything in here appears naturally in nature. A lot of these are very separate particles that don't bind together and can fluctuate. And this is something that you've seen before in other types of like paints and makeups, where basically once it's applied you can program it to change colors and whatnot, to change its not only its hue but also its finish. So you can make it shiny and glossy, or you can make it matte and whatnot. That's just generic stuff that's been done before that you can kind of see done here, but you can also tell that there's something more. And I think that's really all you can get with a 15 for biology.
Can I try again with cyber tech?
Sure.
Okay.
That I can help with.
Uh, 29.
Okay. You can tell that this stuff is volatile. Because it's still in its testing phase, you realize that this is not safe to apply to human skin yet. It looks like it has all these like great things and whatnot to like being able to not only change its color but actually its texture, so that you would imagine that you'd be able to program this to make someone have smooth skin, to have wrinkles, to have scars. Basically, someone could, if they put this on their skin, completely disguise themselves in seconds. However, it is not safe to apply to the skin. You would imagine that if someone were to apply this to their skin, that it would at first start adhering and binding to the skin in a rather painful manner, and then probably start to actually melt their flesh as it began to fuse and bind to their bones and whatnot.
So I have seen this under a microscope. I would also like to look at the sample of ash that I have under a microscope.
Okay.
Are they... Is one essentially the precursor for the other? Like, is it basically the same thing?
You do not even need a microscope to tell that these are two different states of matter. If you want to make the assumption that these might be related, that is entirely up to you. However, there is not any way to connect them because they are too different from each other. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, like, for example, paper. You can tell that a paper was paper looking at the ashes.
I mean, you can look at the ashes and tell the base components of the molecules and surmise what the original was, but you don't know if that paper was yellow, if it had any writing on it.
Right.
So there is only so much that you can tell. And what I'm telling you is that this is not just like paper that has been burned, it has been atomized. It has been reduced to its base elements. So unfortunately, the sample is no good.
I have in my lab
a radio?
Yes, but also like, you know, the things where like they keep like, oh god, where chemicals so that you don't get hurt from the fumes and whatnot.
Oh yeah, you've got like one of those protection containers.
Yeah.
It's basically got like the rubber gloves connected to the fiber. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it possible to take a small sample of this makeup and put it into that container with the radio and then lock everything up and then turn the radio on with the glove?
Well, I mean, if you turn on the radio, you can't isolate the radio waves to be just inside of the plexiglass box, but yeah, you can do that.
Trying to figure out the safest way to do this.
Basically, you have a vial of about like a tablespoon of this material. So if you just want to take out like a drop or something.
I would like to take out a drop and seal the original container. Can the original container, can I put that in like a lead-lined box?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that's gonna do, but okay.
Block out radio signals.
Can lead block radio signals?
Yes.
It can? Are you just telling me that because you want it to be true?
Look, I know I've seen them do it in a show. I don't know if it's accurate.
Look, guys, jet fuel can melt steel beams, I swear.
Okay.
You hand the vial to Belle, and Belle stuffs it in somewhere.
Just hand it to, you just gotta hand it to Candle.
Yeah, Candle just holds it in his fist.
Yeah, because we've already clarified before that Candle's hands are...
According to someone on Quora, any conductive material can shield radio waves, not just lead. The required thickness depends on what frequency you intend to block. With lower frequencies, you would need thicker metals.
Huh. While lead blocks radioactive emissions such as beta particles or gamma rays, it does nothing to block magnetic fields.
So yeah, Candle's hand is the safest place.
Yeah.
Do that inside the microwave.
Okay. You turn on the radio. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens to the drop.
What are you doing with the radio?
I hit the button.
What button? Just the on button so that it has power?
I hit the on button, and then I hit the walkie-talkie button to start talking into it.
Okay. And you're just like sending a message to Belle or something?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I say
yes. You watch as the drop kind of like it doesn't I don't want to say glitch because you're gonna misconstrue that, but it does, like, as you speak, the different
Vibrate?
tones and consonants and whatnot cause it to sort of like change its shape and color and texture a little bit.
Okay.
So yes, it is responsive to radio waves. And I will say that at this point, without even a deduction check, that you can assume that that's how they would have made it programmable, is using like sound waves.
So
You can literally turn
Thinking-
someone's face into the like early iTunes like sound reactive thing.
thinking out loud.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Okay.
Thinking out loud real quick. The makeup does react with radio waves, and if someone were to put the makeup probably on their face, because that's normally where makeup goes, it would then start to corrode. What is the immediate gut wrench reaction to something burning on your face? The immediate reaction would be to try and wipe it off, which would mean your hands would immediately go to your face. And the creatures we are dealing with look like they have their hands on their face. So is it possible that these are like early test subjects? Like, the company was ready for human testing and it just went really bad. And then they're like, oh wait, maybe military application. Is that possible? What do we
I mean, theoretically speaking, anything is possible. I mean, there's like a very very
Anything is
small.
possible.
No, like, hear me out here. There's a very small chance that anything could happen right now. Like, for instance, at this very moment, a dolphin could fall through the roof of my house. It's very, very unlikely, but it is possible.
I think they're
Meanwhile,
trying to build
across
the
town-
original Ruby a body,
Just cuts to like the bar and like
and there's a dolphin.
Whole Family Guy
Getting a whiskey.
transition.
No. I
Dolphin
just
asking
love
for a
the scene of Candle's like, anything could happen. A dolphin could smash through my window, and then it does like the Family Guy cut over to his bar, and then nothing happens. And then it just cuts back and he's like, huh, guess not today.
And then Doc is a dolphin.
Oh my god.
Doc gets fucking crushed by a dolphin. Kato's like, huh, I guess not. It cuts back, and he's just
Waiting for
fucking
the day. He's waiting for the day a dolphin shows up in his bar.
It's happened once before.
Never seen Mr. Periwinkle again.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'm waiting for the day that he returns, so he can give me the $20 that he owes me.
Candle's just like, look, my grandchildren have tried some crazy things and tried to surprise me.
Oh yeah, there was this one time, one of them dropped a deactivated hydrogen bomb. At least I think it was deactivated.
It was just a very wet bomb.
Yeah. It's like someone actually tried to drop a nuke on Candle, and there was one of his children. And unfortunately, it was a dud.
He just goes, ow, walks away.
I mean, if he punched a nuke, I'm pretty sure the nuke would implode.
And then like the brat child is like, do you like my present? I thought you'd like it. It's exactly like you. It's a fat man.
No.
They just stick out their tongue and run away.
Oh,
Candle,
no.
being the person that he is, looks at the child and says, "At least he remembered my birthday."
Oh, I thought you were gonna like throw it back at him.
Cut to a few days later when Candle gets him an atomic bomb and he goes, and guess what this is? It's a little boy.
Yeah, true. Like, you know, his birthday comes around, it's like, here you go, son. And it's like, what is this? It's a little boy.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Fat man and little boy.
Coming to you next summer.
Fat man and little boy. Nah, bro, that movie's already come out. It's called Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Oh my god.
The buddy cop movie of the century.
Oppenheimer.
Oh god. Anyway, now that we've isolated our Japanese viewers, Alien.
Sorry, I just want to come back to the reasoning that Doc did, because honestly, a lot of the times you guys like come up with like really good ideas of like, this makes sense, this connects, and then sometimes Doc's reasoning is like so far out of there that I don't know how to respond. Like, do I try to correct him or like, because you're like, if they had this on their face, they would put their hands to their face. You know who else has hands on their face?
People applying makeup.
Women.
That's
hands
right.
are
The
on their
perpetrator
face.
must be a woman.
Clearly, those guys are women.
Everyone turns to
Yeah.
Faye.
That's
You're
why
next.
they were so angry.
Yeah, Doc, their hands would already be on their
Why
face
are you
applying the
looking at me
makeup.
like that?
Faye is vulnerable. They might be turned next.
Oh no.
Well, I still
Wait,
think it's a better
it
idea than
can't-
what I've got. My idea is that they're trying to
Guys-
build a body for Ruby.
Guys, it can't be that it's women, all right?
Wait, who said build a body for Ruby?
That was me.
You know, the funny thing is, me and Doc talked about that.
We did.
We literally talked about that like last.
But then
Yeah,
Ruby
but,
died, so the plan kind
Yeah,
of
then Ruby-
out.
No,
Well,
I'm talking
Ruby-
about
Ruby's
that's what they're
fragment
trying to do for
died.
the original Ruby. Anyway, our characters have not met up yet to know this this detail, so they don't have this conversation yet.
They've met up. This is all during like a
no-
long time of downtime.
Hold up.
Yeah, but
Made
Freddy
up?
is currently.
That sounds like makeup. And you know who else uses makeup? Sorry.
women.
News anchors.
You know what? It was
Actors.
a fairly valid theory.
No, I know. It's just, I love conspiracy theory talk. It's like, they had 5 fingers on each hand. You know who else has 5 fingers on their hand? Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was on the $10 bill. 10?
All
Like,
conspiracy
10 corpo
theories.
governments? It's just like...
10 fingers.
Also, Ben Franklin's on the $100 bill.
But he only
Mandela
had
What,
fingers.
Doc? We
So
never
clearly he had one.
input.
Clearly, Ben Franklin was Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
Frank Benlin.
Ah, yes, Ben Franklin, or his pseudonym, Ben Franklin.
I thought Canada was about to like
Ben
look
Franklin,
off
or
into the
his
middle
pseudonym, Ben
distance and say,
Franklin.
Ben
Okay.
Franklin, my old rival.
Okay, but also, if you go into campaign info real quick, you can't
Yes.
tell me that doesn't look like somebody with their hands on their face.
No, yes,
In pain.
exactly. That is the entire point.
When they were applying it, it glued their hands to their faces.
I'm not saying that your reasoning isn't sound or even wrong. I love how wild and out of nowhere some of these can thing.
For me, I
It's
love
not-
the part that it skips over applying the makeup, which your hands would be touching your face during that.
Not necessarily.
How are they applying it? With their foot?
Yes.
With brushes?
Look, I don't watch people apply makeup. I don't know how they do it.
Guys, clearly they're applying makeup with a gun. Come on, everybody does it.
Makeup gun.
Yeah.
That's true. They do have makeup guns. It's airbrushes.
Bang, bang, bang. I love you, kitchen gun.
I'm just thinking of, yeah, that's what my brain went to as well.
I don't know what that is.
But it exists.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Doc's running theory is that these may be the test subjects that then may now have a different use than test subjects.
I mean, they had to go.
I mean, this is the world of cyberpunk, though. It is entirely possible that upon signing the contract to become test subjects, they gave up all rights.
Was the person controlling you the one who we think is trying to collect this stuff, or the person trying to stop them from using this stuff?
Huh.
Because if so, that would explain how people could also show up, because something happened to Yoon to drag her there.
I don't know anymore. my brain is starting to hurt. I've done too much 4D chess.
You mean 4D chess with dimensional
Shush.
time? I continued my explanation in a different reality.
Okay. Oh goodness. What are you guys doing at the bar?
I mean,
Having a
are you
stiff
done in
drink.
this scene?
I mean, we figured out it reacts with the radio waves. What else can we do at the moment?
Okay.
I'm not gonna touch it.
You put on a song to see if it has a little boogie or not.
Okay.
Candle,
so-
take an egg point.
I do that. Does it have a little boogie?
Does it?
Does it have a
is
soul?
What
Is it-
song do you put on?
Saxophone.
Despacito, obviously.
Sarsaparilla?
No.
What?
No. I have it start playing saxophone. What's the one?
Careless Whisper?
Yeah. Yeah, I start playing Careless Whisper.
Hold on.
I had that as a sound, my own personal soundboard at one point. but I switched audio program.
Yeah. What's it
Okay,
do now?
and then I stopped playing that, so I don't
Yeah,
get.
copyright. No
Yeah.
copyright here.
I think it turns like a navy blue.
Oh. Interesting.
Are you playing the blues by chance?
Hold on. Wait. And then I put on Africa
Sorry.
by Toto.
I don't know why, but no, never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
What?
No, say it.
I thought he was gonna say it. And then I stick my dick in it.
No.
I mean, hey, you said you were blue balled.
I'm blue bald, not dumb bald.
Okay.
That thing's corrosive. I don't want to melt my.
Sorry. What did you play next?
Toto's
Uh,
Africa.
Toto
Yeah.
Africa?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna play that. But
We all know it.
it turns like a soft orange.
Okay.
Damn.
So we have mood
Bust
slide.
those reins.
I put on brick in the wall.
I don't know what that is, but it changes color.
Hold on. You don't know brick in the wall?
Put on the theme for
Floyd?
Tetris. Put on the theme for Tetris.
All right. What about Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd?
You put on a bunch of music and it changes color.
Does any of it make it go rainbow?
Not that you found so far.
Only when you play songs by what's his name, Elton John.
Oh my God. No, I played Dancing Queen by ABBA.
It actually changes its texture a little bit.
Oh? What texture does it become?
You kind of get like these little bumps. These lines of ridges. Just kind of like rise and fall and like sweep across.
Man, if that wasn't toxic, I mean, it's already ribbed from
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
All sexual jokes aside, a realization hit me with this happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like the music was was just kind of a long shot. I figured, maybe it has something to do with the radio. But we all know how this started. With someone taking a bit of music for their song.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we know that songs and specific noises influence certain things, we might know that that song might have been able to impact the way that these creatures acted.
Huh.
I mean, that's why I'm thinking that they're
hold
trying to
on.
build a body for the original Ruby because she's a sound. Technically, from what we know, she's some sort of sound. Like she has an operating sound sort of deal, so she could control her body using the sound waves that she would create. That's my
Faye.
thinking right now.
Faye.
Notice what?
Do you still have Auden's song?
I mean,
Notice
you all do.
the audio file that was once on Auden's laptop is still storage.
Can you play Auden's song?
Notice playing Auden's music.
Hold on. Where is it?
Ignore what I put in game advertisement.
What did...
I saw it.
I didn't see what you put.
It's still there, isn't it? Is that
Oh, I see it. Yeah, no, it's still there.
What? Okay.
Alright. Yeah, that is not necessary at this point in time.
No.
So to be specific, you're talking about the song that Auden was going to put the female vocals over, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure.
The one Ruby guest stars in.
This is a song that Auden actually did a little physical guitar for. He was actually getting into learning how to play the guitar. And so this isn't something that he typically does, where he makes music by using like a file or like a software to do it. He actually played a little bit of guitar. And you were able to recover the file without the vocals on it, just using the sort of bass file. This is something that he shared with you guys. Well, he said that, like, this is, you know, it's still in progress, but this is what I've got so far.
Okay. How does the slime react? Sorry, how does the makeup react?
It does something that you don't expect. It does not change color. It does not change texture. It does not change its finish. I want to ask, what's the setup that Doc has? Have you just like placed a little drop in the petri dish?
Yeah.
It starts moving around in the petri dish. And it starts sort of swaying and moving to the music.
Oh.
And as it does, it kind of starts to rise and fall. And you swear you see it dancing.
Well, I guess we now have the ultimate weapon against those terrifying creature things.
Yup, the boogie bomb from Fortnite.
Gosh dang it.
Why, Candle? Why?
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, wait, sorry. We have the boogie bomb from Ratchet and Clank.
There you go.
There we go.
Unfortunately, I do have to give Candle an egg point for that.
He beat me to it by a split second.
My brain was stuck on Flubber.
Oh, it's a classic.
It really is.
It do be some flubber.
R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Have 3 egg points now. So I have no idea what I can use them for, but I do have 3.
You can use them
Egg
to
and house.
add to a roll to get an additional level of success.
Gotcha.
So you can
I'm
think
glad
of
you
it as
didn't know
like
about
a
it.
+5 to your roll. Think of it like that. That's not exactly how it works, but it would like boost whatever your roll does. It gives it a little additional magic, so you can get a little bit of weird
Gotcha.
stuff.
I'm just gonna save up a fuckload of them so that when we eventually fight a kaiju, because I feel like that's gonna happen at some point.
I did say
Candle
that Metal
can just
Gear
be like,
exists.
all right, true. When we eventually fight a full on,
Mechagodzilla.
and when we fight Godzilla or like you said, Metal Gear exists. So clearly when we fight Metal Gear Ray, the one that's meant to walk and shoot fucking nukes and shit.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, when that happens, I'm just gonna save up all my egg points for that moment and be like, I'm gonna punch it with every single egg point.
It just implodes.
Accurate, Sparrow. Accurate.
You do the aura punch.
He do be
I'm
punching.
just glad. I'm just glad that Candle didn't know about the egg points when he and I faced off.
I mean, why would I use an egg point on you? Like, even if I did
Oh
know what it
my
was,
You're
god!
fragile.
you're like, realistically, your skin being soft, the only reason that stopped Candle wasn't because he was uncomfortable. It was because he was just like, no, wait, I should fucking kill him over him being stupid. He can't control that. I mean, he can control it. He's a fucking doctor, but still. Anyway.
Anywho.
Also, to be fair, I wasn't the one being stupid. It was you.
You were trying to slap her.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Gently.
Bitch, you why you
Moving on.
I'm sorry, gently? Bullshit. Alright, I'll stop there, but
Alright. So, Flubber likes Auden's music.
Dance.
Jump on it.
Auden found something.
Okay. Okay.
You've
Just
done
out
with
of
your research?
curiosity, can we? Is everybody okay with us adding the rest of the vial to the petri dish and seeing how it dances?
Wait, what?
So right now there's one drop, and the one drop is moving around in a rhythmic fashion that is akin to dancing. We do have more, and I'm wondering if we add the rest of it and play Auden's music, will the dance be more cohesive? Will it perhaps tell us something more? And if not, it'll just be fun to watch. But it also poses the risk of going out of control. So, I don't know. Is everyone cool with adding the rest of it?
I mean, just so long as you're not gonna fuck it. Go ahead.
I mean,
If you do ask Kaizo, then yes, he is fine with it.
like, not until there's a non-corrosive version, at least, Candle.
I can still kill you.
Alright, Doc takes the vial and he dumps the rest of it into the petri dish.
Okay. It's, morphs back together and becomes one glob. Again, it's sort of like a paste. So it's like it's trying to pour spackle. You guys know what spackle is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of have to like scoop it, and then you start playing the music again, and it gets up and starts moving in unison again.
Is there any... Is it reminiscent of anything? Is there any message besides...
You've gone from a teaspoon to a tablespoon. So there's not any significant difference.
Bell? Can you produce
Yeah.
more?
I don't think I even hear.
I don't know.
This would be one of the things where you could learn the recipe, Belle, but you would need additional, like, materials to reproduce this.
Okay. So yeah, yes, I can't provide anything right now.
Who? Alright, I guess I got nothing else.
Okay.
Does anybody have any ideas?
I do have one thing I want to do. I probably won't be able to do that in the watering hole, but probably like after when we get back to the lab. Is trying
Well,
to...
I assume we're all still at the lab right now.
Okay. Is trying to work on a prototype for that schematic that... What's her name? Amelia was drawing.
Oh, yeah.
Because you told something about like remotely destroying like biological matter or something, or disassembling it. I don't remember exactly what you said.
Who?
You, when I was studying the blueprints that she was drawing by following her hand movements.
I said that it looked like some sort of processing system, some hardware.
Yeah. I
Or,
want to
sorry,
try to
not
follow-
hardware, an actual, like, data path flow. It basically some sort of software, a program, basically.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a circuit board.
I think I did describe it like a circuit board, but that was how I was envisioning it in my mind.
It's more like
It's more of a program. Yeah.
Okay. It's those kind of programs that are really simplified and they just like connect blocks here and there.
It's
instead of actually writing lines.
it looks like it's so difficult to describe. I'm sorry. I think it's something in between. You're not entirely sure. It's a complex, convoluted system. But I think the way that I did describe it is that it looked like a cross between like the process flow of like connecting, energy and systems the way that a motherboard would, but also like the way that living organs also would. And that's what was the main thing I was trying to tell you.
like, I can help you in making it. Or attempting to, at least.
The thing is that he didn't see all of it, so he would need to either do some...
Yeah, but would be something like this, right? Like put on discussion.
Yes,
like,
yes,
sort of
exactly,
programming.
something kind of
Okay.
like that. Yeah. That's a
Didn't
great way
Mayday
of describing
record
it.
all of it?
Okay.
It's like a series of connected, like, if this, then this, you know?
Okay.
Those kinds of things and whatnot. But also, like, the layout of it looked organic, for lack of a better term. Like, because you are both a, like, physician trained, but also, you know, robotic, you kind of understand the basics of how things work. And this thing looked like something that would work for both. And that was intriguing.
Okay. In that case, since that's not like a physical thing that I can work with, since I'm not that good with like programming and stuff, I think I'll go back through my footage and all, and try to go to that like digital hall that I quote unquote felt when we were following that thing.
I'm
Val.
confused, but
When I first like detected that thing, you started like climbing the containers after it. You said that I kinda quote unquote heard digital sound. It's not actually a sound, but it's more like a digital signature or something.
Yes. So this isn't
I
related to the thing that Amelia was drawing at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I couldn't work with that, and I'm working with this other thing.
Gotcha. Okay, you're working on a different project. That's why I was confused. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was like some sort of like digital language that was spoken aloud, which was interesting.
Try and decrypt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I will
Also-
automatically give you this. It was on like a similar frequency to like the radio waves. And that's why you were able to hear it, nobody else was. Because you are a radio.
Val.
They can turn you up when they feel low. Because this melody was meant for them.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you for thanks for saying that from the heart, my guy.
I know you're referencing something, but I don't have a clue what it is.
I award
Radio
myself a
heart.
next point.
Stereo by that one musician.
It's stereo heart, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Freddie and
stereo
Candle take an egg point.
Val.
I'm 4 now. I'm
Yeah.
getting closer to being able to one-shot a Metal Gear.
You copy things, right?
Yes.
Is it possible? Because you went with Candle and Kaizo to the bar. Is it possible for you, if you get a chance, to copy her notebook?
Okay. So, anyone can take a picture of the notebook, but specifically what Bell does is he reverse engineers things. So he breaks them down, learns how they're made, and then he uses that recipe to make things again. If he ate someone's notebook, he would not be able to 3D print a notebook that was
Yeah,
printed.
we wouldn't have. We have no reason to take a notebook as long as it's in my vision. We can take the
Technically
recording
speaking,
and
I
flip it
think he
around.
probably could, but I'm gonna say no, just because. No.
No, I can do that, but it won't be like a notebook anymore. Instead of like pages, would be just like a solid block of paper.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
3D
block
printed it,
of
all the
paper.
pages would be stuck together.
That
It's
sounds
just
interesting.
a chunk of wood.
A cube of paper.
Okay. Well.
The only things on the science fair side that I can think of to do is, since that's the flubber reacts to music, is to try to do a little bit of music theory to see if I can figure out any patterns by using composition.
There is one thing that we didn't try yet. We didn't try the voice by itself.
We
Ruby's
don't have
file.
it anymore.
No, it had been reverted to like just an audio file. It's not an AI anymore. But it's still an audio
That's
file.
what you mean.
Oops.
Fuzzy
I like
dice and money.
I don't know where the fuzzy dice came from, but
Fuzzy dice.
it just made me think of like the blurry stack of money that you can get. That is like a legitimate prop that people use in movies and whatnot. Anywho, sorry, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry, I wasn't groaning at you. I was thinking.
So we played like Arin's song without the voice. What if we just played the voice, since that was the thing that he quote unquote stole?
Huh. Okay. So just Ruby's voice?
Yeah.
Alright.
Hello, Ruby.
Get him, Ruby!
You don't
Ruby,
have Ruby's
I
voice
think-
anymore.
We don't have Ruby voice?
Nope.
Wait,
Not even the
didn't, like,
soulless version.
Yeah, it didn't like was turned into a basic file again.
There isn't a soulless version. There was just the one
Gotcha.
corrupt copy that Freddy managed to piece back together that became somewhat sentient.
AKA.
Yes. And
Again,
stopped
it was
being
like
sentient
chopped up into
after.
pieces in the audio software, like pasted along the music. And when Freddy managed to piece it back together, it was like able to hold conversation. And then when Freddy took it with him, it got destroyed when he took the dump.
It got completely destroyed, or it's still one basic audio file.
Completely destroyed, I guess.
Fully dead. Gone and dusted.
The copy that you guys had got destroyed.
And I
Okay.
try to do a little bit of music theory, just using composition to see if I could find any kind of pattern with how it reacts.
Wait, can you find a copy of Auden's song
We have
from
nothing.
from Oh, wait, no, never mind.
All of
Wait.
his stuff was deleted everywhere, and
Yeah.
the laptop is gone. We have
Yeah.
literally nothing.
Yeah.
I might still have the radio recordings.
Yeah, you
last
guys have
night.
the original recordings that he like handed to you guys that you kept on your person, like in your memory banks or whatever.
No, I'm saying the radio that I received near the creature. If I try to play something similar, what would happen?
I feel like we'll die.
The sound that you heard was like very garbled, like communication. How about you make me some sort of skill check to try and decipher what that creature was saying?
Something like deciphering would probably be secure tech, right?
Some sort of tech, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't have any points into that, but I do have high intelligence, so
Well, yeah, some sort of like tech skill, basic tech, or something.
yeah, I think secure tech would be the most appropriate.
Okay,
I don't know if base tech would
I
cut.
will allow security tech.
I think there's a decryption thing.
Well, if
Might
he
be
doesn't
wrong.
have decryption, then he doesn't want to use it. He wants to use skills that he has points into.
Yeah, it has like cryptography
Mm,
would be the same.
yeah.
I also don't have for security tech. I'm just saying because I think it's the most appropriate for this sort of thing.
Well, I think decryption probably
He's-
would be the best skill, but you can use
Yeah,
any skill
I-
that you have
I
points
have-
into.
Yeah, I don't have points on either of those.
Okay. Then just use a skill that you think would be close.
I don't think base tech would work for this. I think I'll use the
Do you have like conversation?
yes.
Conversation would work.
Then I'm going to use my one of my auto 10s to get a 17.
Okay.
No wait, it's an auto 10 plus that's a 20 total. I forgot that the dice explodes.
So basically, if you roll a dice and you got like a 2, then you can decide to add an auto 10, which basically just adds a 10 to that 2, making it a 12.
Yeah, it's 20 total. I just said like 10 plus what I have in the skill, but I forgot to roll the second dice.
Okay, gotcha. For 17, the
It's a
thing
20
wasn't
total.
speaking to you. It was just speaking. And it was saying things like call and response. It was like giving a description sort of you in Candle, which leads you to think that it was asking for instructions.
Insight, please advise.
Tactical nuke incoming.
But with ones and zeros. And maybe a dreaded 2. If you get that reference, I'm proud of you.
No one got the reference. We take an egg point from him.
No.
I'm just joking.
Unless...
It was from Futurama.
Never watched.
Never watched Futurama?
Nope.
It doesn't look interesting. So I don't bother with
I
it.
don't watch a lot of TV shows, so...
See, me personally, I prefer anime.
Yes, we know. Anywho,
Oh
I
my
think I would just-
god!
I just don't want to get too distracted by side conversations.
Right.
I think I'll just play around with like binary and Morse code to see if it reacts to something. Playing those things through the radio.
Candle, please be on standby if it attacks.
I mean, literally always on standby for attacks.
Good. You're annoying as hell, but I'm glad we have you around.
No, I'm glad you were able to guess what I wanted to tell you.
Aww. You're just a big softy under all that hard muscle, aren't you?
I do have like.
Sparrow.
Well,
Sparrow.
Candle does have like 12 kids, so.
Yes.
Can I try to do like a composition roll for like music theory, sort of be able to see if I could find any kind of pattern with what it
Of
reacts
Orange
to?
music?
Or I'm just trying to see if I can find any pattern to like why it reacts in what ways to what it hears.
Okay. Do you have a skill called music theory?
I have composition, and like a few sessions ago, we used it in a similar way.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Composing music, yeah.
Intelligence. 10, so total of 22.
Oh boy. Let me get back to you at the end of the session. Because I don't want to take the time to do like secret whispers, because I'll need to talk to you about it.
I'll be honest, I thought the composition skill was never going to have any use.
Every skill is useful. People thought the deduction skill was going to be useless.
I'm
like,
sorry, but I took dance. How is that going to be useful?
I mean, do you want to try and
technically
decipher the
speaking-
dance of the slime thing? You can do that.
I'm going to pull a Peter Quill.
Let me
I
just
mean-
say that I think it's obvious at this point, but this campaign is going to be heavily influenced about mystery and music.
I mean, I can make an argument for how dance specifically would be useful. Dance leads to good footwork and solid balance, meaning that in a fight, if you wanted to, instead of actually facing off against your opponent, simply use dance steps to avoid and evade them, you could probably do that.
Yeah,
I
rather
thought about
than
that,
dexterity saving
but my
throws, bards
evasion-
use
My
dance.
evasion is through the roof. I have maxed out evasion.
If we ever get into a dancing competition. Which there are, just like on the streets, there are people doing like all sorts of, not like the cringy like TikTok dances or whatnot, but there are like full groups of like gangs or whatnot doing like dances on the street or whatnot.
That's
And
the
that's like
only
a
way
flash
that we're
mob.
gonna get in. They're like,
Yeah.
fine, we'll tell you if you can beat us in a dance contest.
There
Start a
are
flash mob war.
there are poser gangs, which are people that dress up like
I love them.
whatnot. So there is a literal Sharks versus the Jets type of West Side Story nonsense going on.
At
My
least
favorite-
once a day, that story plays out.
My favorite gang is the JFK gang. They have all done the flesh warping stuff to make themselves look like JFK.
Unfortunately, they've all been shot.
Hey,
God.
There was a
Sparrow.
rival gang.
Sparrow, that can't be the case because nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
Oh god.
Anywho,
The Kennedys.
we're getting
Oh,
off
okay,
topic
I have-
again.
Sorry.
I have one last theory I want to check.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use like this radio equipment and connect to someone's hardware? And we try to play their hormones brainwaves?
Say that again?
What?
So using the basic motherboard of cyberware, right? You can transform your brain impulses into electrical impulses for your cyberware, right?
Yes.
But instead of putting a cyberware, we put the radio microphone to try to read someone's brain activity and play it to the. Because this thing was made to work with cyberware or an app, right?
I'm
We don't
not
know
sure what you're
what it
trying
was like
to.
work, but-
The makeup was made to work with an app or something, right? Or cyberware.
Is he glitching out for anyone else?
Yep.
It is glitching, but
Yeah.
Based on the few words I have heard, I think Bell is trying to ask if we can connect someone else's cyberware to a radio to play their brainwaves through the radio to see if
Thank
that
you.
does anything.
That would take some very specific kind of tech, and basically how it would work is someone would have to think of like a note or whatnot and play it that way.
I have a different question. Why link up a brain when agents exist?
Does not everyone have a link?
What?
Yeah,
no,
it's
Bell,
cutting-
you're glitching
It's still
out.
cutting out, Bell.
Jeez, I guess
the
they are
monsters
not
that-
well.
Try and speak real quick, Bell.
It would be similar to someone talking through a microphone.
Yeah, fair.
We've been going for about 3 hours now. Is there anything else anyone wants to specifically do before we sort of move on to the next section? I know that we wanted to do like the meetup with Amelia and whatnot, and I think we can absolutely do that, but I would like to do that next session, just because that would be
Makes
kind
sense.
of new scene moving along with the plot.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You can absolutely take like electrical impulses, but it kind of depends on like where you're taking them. Because if you, I mean, it would be similar to taking like someone's heartbeat and just playing it over a speaker, you know. If you specifically wanted to try and get like the brain waves and like impulses, that would be very difficult to try and capture, and it would require something similar to like a brain dance, in which case, you know, depends on what they're doing or thinking about, it would come across in different ways as well. I'm not saying that this is something you can't do, I'm just trying to figure out what it is you're trying to go for. Because I think there's something that like this that already exists that's far too simple than I think what you're trying to go for.
Sparrow, Kaizo was the one that went with Candle, right? To the bar?
I mean, basically, downtime is synonymous. You guys can be wherever you want and whatnot. We'll just sort of assume that you guys have rested up. It's now midday. You guys, you know, met up, you know, at Doc's office to look at some stuff, and you all can be at the bar or wherever now and whatnot.
Gotcha.
While we're in downtime, I will assume that you guys are doing things that are not time critical. You can, you know, collaborate data, you know, investigate some stuff. Just base generic downtime activities while you're in havens. And basically the current havens that we have is Doc's hospital, Candle's bar, and then people have their like homes wherever they spend the night or whatever. Although most of you are homeless, so you probably hang out at either Candle's or Doc's a lot and just sort of take a nap on the couch or something. Get to Freddy cries.
Can I, Freddy, maybe get a job?
At the watering hole.
You know what? The funny thing is, I got money to buy a house. It's just not.
So can I do one funny before the session probably closes out?
Yes, I'm also going to leave us on a cliffhanger, but go ahead.
Fair. I just wanted to roll awareness to see if Candle can correctly guess what Kaizo's favorite kind of drink would be, and then serve that to him. So I'm gonna roll awareness. Actually, what awareness stat?
Would human perception be that?
Maybe I should make it conceal reveal.
This is absolutely not how this skill works.
I know. I'm revealing his innermost secrets. I'm just gonna go with like yeah. He said human perception.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go with human perception. I feel like that makes sense. Let's see.
Also, Belle, you can use the TTS channel.
How's a 12 do?
Has Kaizo ordered a drink here before?
Maybe.
Usually when he comes in, it's after a fight, and he's gotta rest up. I don't have a clue. I know nothing about alcohol, so I don't have a clue what his favorite drink would even be.
He just gives him chocolate milk.
No. Candle
That's
reaches
good for the
underneath
bones.
the counter and lifts up like an old lockbox that is like completely rusted shut that only he can open. And he pulls out a package, sets it on the counter, opens the cellophane and sticks the yellow straw on the top and slides the Capri Sun over to him.
Oh.
You look like you could use one of these.
What the
He
heck
like
is that?
closes the box and like manages to fucking he snaps the lock into place because you kind of like have to force the box down and pull and brings it back, sets it down under the counter and then just slides it forward.
Yes, chat's not working for Belgium.
Yeah.
Huh?
PTS ain't working for Bell, that's what.
The
Oh.
hell can get tagged by Sour Patch Kid?
Also, Kaiser's response is, "What the heck is that?"
I passed out.
Free Sun?
Mm-hmm. Had some of these back when I was a kid.
Ah, like ADAD.
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay.
I fell
Okay.
asleep.
Guess I'll try it.
Welcome back, Doc. You didn't miss much.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't worry about it. All that really happened is Candle gave Kaizo a Capri Sun.
Oh! What kind?
A Pacific
flavor?
Cooler, obviously.
Nice. Bro got the best one and he doesn't even know it.
Freddy, do you also want to meet up with everyone at the bar?
Sure, why not?
Okay. You probably have to keep your hood down because your face is still wanted. You can do so.
Yeah.
Actually, probably if you run into someone, especially at like Candle's bar, they're like, "Oh, you're wanted. That's pretty cool." Like it's to some people, it's like a badge of respect. But like when
Yeah.
you're wanted by Panoptic, people kind of like, I don't want anything to do with you. So people generally, if they do notice, stay away from you.
Look, why are you scared of that? Don't forget to say hi to your friendly neighborhood Panoptic agent watching from your camera.
I guess I'll switch back to Fade Freddy.
I'll take
I mean,
a whiskey.
does anyone want to look and see if there's a Panoptic agent around?
Kaiser just assumes that it's like the meme where the FBI agent is watching from everybody's
Amber.
computers.
The herber.
Earth Mer.
So I'd like to say Candle
There's always
like-
one of them around.
as Candle is as Candle sees Freddy walk in, like walks out from around the counter, picks up one of like the many signs that adorn his walls because he just has a couple of those. Some for like no entry, some for a bunch of different stuff. He picks up the one that says no panoptic agents allowed, and then slams that into the hole in the fucking concrete where the signs go normally.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Because
Well,
occasionally he's had some serious problems with panoptic agents, and so he's had to be like, hey,
That's
no.
oddly a specific seeings.
Yeah, you don't
Tonight's a
worry
no
about...
panoptic night.
Yeah, it's a no panoptic night.
What happens in the bar stays at the bar.
Yeah, yeah, that's the main thing. If a panoptic
starts
agent
dancing on the
comes
bar.
in, if a panoptic agent comes in and that panoptic agent is like obviously recording people, Candle kicks them out.
I mean, they always are. They're like police officers. They always have to be recording. They can never not be recording.
Well, I mean, if they show up
They
in
are
their
a
off
camera.
time, like if a panoptic agent were to show up in their off time, I guess that would be fine. But
You have
Get
never
off
seen a
time.
panoptic agent that was off the clock.
Panera,
You don't know what
I
they do in
know.
their free time, but they don't exist, basically.
They make bread. Panera bread.
yeah,
They daylight as a food service.
he works at Good Burger in the morning.
My
Welcome
question
to
still
Good Burger.
stands. Does
I'm an
anyone want
officer and
to?
I'm not afraid of turning
take
of
a
my
look?
body cam.
Hi.
I don't care to look because Neon at this point just assumes they're always watching.
Fair enough.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I'm specifically not looking just in case. I see the one that was a douchebag and I have to punch him because I really don't want to punch him because I'm not gonna win that fight.
All right. Now, just because you don't do too well with talking to other people, which one was the one that you're labeling?
The one that tried to take Ruby.
The one that came to the one we gave the laptop to.
Okay. The camera guy.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is that guy is like so low on the tier that he's not even an enforcer, an agent. He's just like
I know. He's an asshole.
He was literally a gopher that was like, "Hey guys, you have stolen information that's part of a crime scene. We're gonna kind of have to confiscate that." And you're like, "No," and he's like, "I
That's
don't
what
get
I
paid
said,
enough
asshole.
for this." No, you were the one that said "nuh-uh."
The fuck? What the fuck do you mean? Nuh-uh.
Exactly.
You're not 911.
You don't know.
Anywho,
You're not my dad.
before we wrap up today's session, I will leave you with this. Freddy,
Oh.
actually, does Candle have like a TV in his bar that has like the local news or like football or anything on it?
He has a TV, but it's like one of the first TVs that ever came out.
It's got like the tubes in it, and it's got like the two antenna on top.
And its screen
Rabbit
is like 2 inches by 2 inches somehow.
Oh my god.
It's on the counter. You would have to be like directly there. There are like 3 pixels on it somehow.
All right, then never mind.
It's a lot close. I think he just has like an old-timey radio in his bar.
Sure. Do you have like a
Jukebox?
a jukebox?
Oh yeah,
Hi
no, of
Jess, I
course.
am a TV
Okay.
now too.
He that's the thing that he brought in. Like, so every generation has brought something into the restaurant with them. And Candle's thing was the jukebox.
Anywho, that's not related to what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know.
outside
looking at
on
it.
like one of the giant signs and like the billboards that are on the side of buildings and whatnot. You see the various like advertisements and whatnot, and slowly but surely Freddy's face has been completely gone by morning.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh?
Freddy's face is no longer wanted or anything, and it's gone back to like the normal things and whatnot. And then
Am I the only one that really doesn't like that?
something
just means
else
they know we don't
pops
have Ruby.
across every single billboard. It's an advertisement for a new product. They're introducing a line. And normally this is something that you've seen with like artists and whatnot, when they're like, I'm releasing an album, or like there's a new idol that like they're part of a group or whatnot. This is like the Hatsune Miku, basically, as they introduce like a very pretty face of a woman, and it says, introducing new internal agent Aelita. She's almost like a real girl, talks to you. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.